to Lombardi Sweep. Apologies ahead of time if my voice completely gives out, but I did. Actually, I didn't. I don't know why I was going to say I did take sign language at one point. Not really. Like maybe in middle school, I took it for like a second, but my sister took it in college. So I think through
genetics.
osmosis, yeah, something there for sure, for sure. But that's the reason why the show's a little bit later in the week. But obviously, recording this Thursday, we have more injury information for you. Packers versus Bears, Part 3, Wild Card Weekend. The Packers could not have pulled a better opponent, in my opinion. A lot of people are saying the Packers are the worst team in the playoffs, and that's very fair if you have that opinion. If you have a different opinion, I would say the Bears are probably the second worst team. They're kind of 1 and 2. I think both teams are a little bit weird. They're kind of evenly matched. We've seen that already this season, and we're going to break it down for you. We're going to give our picks, and I do also want to go and look through the Packers stats from this season just to see, where did everybody end up after 18 weeks? Because a lot of people missed time. A lot of people kind of blended in. Like, where did Jordan Love's final stats rank? Who was the leading receiver? Who was the leading rusher? What did everybody do? We will take a look at that. But how are you guys doing? Happy New Year. Happy 2026.
Yeah, Happy New Year. I can tell you what one edge rusher on the Packers didn't do for the last 10 weeks. But Happy New Year. I assume you guys got some resolutions. A couple of my resolutions. I guess the number one resolution is as a Carolina fan, I think I'm gonna hate Duke more than I already do. That's my resolution because
that's a good goal.
It got to the point where, the whole Roy Williams, Coach K, that was a fun rivalry, is an intense rivalry. Then it kind of teetered off with Hubert Davis and John Shire. And then I watched Duke last year. I'm like, why am I giving? I fucking hate Duke. I hate everything about them. They're rich, preppy kids. I don't know why anyone gives them the time of day. This should be the one thing that everybody in the world comes together and hates. And I don't know why people don't do that.
It's good that you're using the new year as a reset just to, focus on what's important in life. And I do agree. It's hating Duke. Yeah. And I appreciate you, Randy, in the chat. Voice is a little bit better than the podcast episode I put out. That was a minute long. It was fun. It was good. It was good to get through. Trevor, are you hating any specific group of people more this year?
Hello? Nope. I have a question. I have a question. I have a question for you. Because I guess we're kind of in the midst of the college football Final Four, which I just kind of learned about, which that's probably a me thing and not a other people thing.
I watched a second of the playoff.
Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. But as a Badger fan, you're much more hardcore Badger fan than I am. Not that I'm not a Badger fan, but same with Trevor. Root for the Badgers. Are you rooting for Indiana? Is it fuck the Big Ten, or is it this is good for the Big Ten? This is a fun story from Indiana. They're finally good after doing nothing their whole lives.
I'm rooting for Indiana. I like Indiana, but I'm also a Kurt Cignetti fan, which he's polarizing. So either you hate him or you love him. It's good for the Big Ten. I don't know if it's good for college football, but I don't think it really matters. Just because it's the transfer portal team, right?
Right.
They just went in, they paid, they got a bunch of people in, now they're winning. Is that good for college football? I don't know, but if it wasn't them, it would be somebody else. Like Miami is a similar story.
So my thought as someone who's not deep into college football on this is, and I know it's more than what I'm about to say. Like, this team is better than what the team I'm about to say, but this feels Cincinnati-esque when they had Luke Fickell and they got to a top 4 seed. Obviously, right? I'm with you. Indiana's better than that Cincinnati team, but it kind of feels like is this maybe this is the year and then everything else is done?
Well, they will be fine just because they'll hit the portal just as hard. The issue for them is that they're kind of delayed because they're preparing for a game and having to recruit right now in the portal. The reason it's not Cincinnati-esque is just because they have the Heisman winner, probably first overall draft pick, who transferred in. He wasn't even like a homegrown person. So, and I think they're going to be able to do a similar type of thing next year. So, I imagine Indiana is still going to be good. Will they be this good? I don't know. Big Ten's going to continue to get better, though, just because there's so much eyes on it, more money for everybody. Ohio State's going to be good. Penn State will be better. Wisconsin's recruiting the hell out of everybody right now.
Yeah.
So it'll be it'll be interesting to see. And Iowa should, I don't know. Iowa's going to Iowa, but they'll be
Iowa's
ready.
Iowa. Yeah. I have one more question for you on this.
Sure.
Is this like Indiana? I guess, you know, for all intensive purposes, right? This is probably a win on the season. Of course, you want to win a championship. They're number one. They're undefeated, right? The championship is what you're going for. You're not settling for a Final Four. But
Right.
in the grand scope of things, this is, it's a good season for Indiana. Is it a possibility that, you know, I guess there's a couple jobs. I guess jobs are kind of getting filled now. But is Signetti where he needs to be? Is, Ole Miss comes knocking? Does Signetti go to Ole Miss, or is that an upgrade? Is that a downgrade? Is that a, same level kind of thing? Is there anywhere that Signetti could go where it'd be like, yeah, that's such an upgrade?
Uh, for this year or just in
I
the
guess
future?
in general, I guess in his career.
In his career, sure. Like another school could offer him. He's old, so I don't think he really wants to do much more moves. If he takes another job, that's the last job, I think. But if another school offers him just as much money and it's like Alabama,
Yeah,
if it's potentially NFL, I don't know if he's going to go to the NFL. I don't think he would go to the NFL, but you never know. Someone's going to come knocking at some point. Like, does the Giants give him an opportunity? Who knows? Um, but like, I think he's pretty locked and firm. Like Indiana's it, just because
okay.
of his age, because of the years he's put in. But yeah, never know. Does West Virginia move on from Rich Rod after a couple of years and he goes there? Who knows? Who knows? Randy says it's weird to see Indiana good at football, and I fully agree.
Yeah, I hate
They are
that.
good.
Yeah, Indiana's basketball school, and Nebraska is undefeated in basketball as a football school, and they feel like they've swapped here.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. It's, I mean, there's so many schools now with all sports, but football in particular, it feels like well, also a basketball, like BYU being good at basketball feels weird to me
Correct.
too. Like just this transfer portal is making the shifting of powers is kind of crazy. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yep.
It's fun.
It is
I think
fun.
it's good. They need to fix a lot of things, but different show, different time. This is Lombardi Sweep. Let's fix the Packers. Maybe we'll do that in the offseason. Let's talk about the Packers, though. So Packers versus Bears, part 3. Obviously, the home team has won both meetings already this season, and this is going to be a very close one according to the odds. Packers are actually road favorites in this one. They're
Weird.
1.5 point road favorites, 44.5 over under. Looking at the injury report, again, we're on Thursday, so normally we get to talk about this Wednesday when it's first released. It was actually first released Tuesday because Packers Bears play Saturday night. But let me go back here because I think we got multiple Trevors here.
People have to stop complaining about games being on Prime. Like, you either watch football or don't bitch.
I had this exact same conversation with Jake on the Flurry Sports podcast. Grow up.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. If you want to find it, find it. Fight
Right.
through adversity a little bit.
Right.
Okay. So, and speaking of fighting through adversity, Trevor, just get yourself in here. I'm going to stop clicking every fucking thing that pops up. The only player who did not practice for the Packers who is on the active roster today is Zach Tom. Zach Tom was given a rest day, according to Matt LaFleur, just in hopes that he's going to be good to go. I think there's a 100% chance he plays on Saturday against the Bears, but the fact that he's been off and they need to give him a rest day just to get his body right before the Bears, I don't love it. Very clear he's less than 100%. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. The Packers are a much, much, much better team when he is in there because when he's not in there, it's Jordan Morgan. And, the Packers are a much better team when Jordan Morgan is not with them. Otherwise, limited participants, we got Warren Brinson, Javon Bullard, Nick Neiman, Devontae Wicks, Malik Willis. What's his face? Bo Melton. I almost said Mo Belton. Bo Melton was put on IR. So he was injured in that last game, hurt his knee, and he is on IR. Doesn't seem like a big loss. That is a big loss because not only has he been playing more wide receiver as a deep threat, he's probably their best special teams player. Like he's been playing really good on kickoff, punt.
I would say one of the better in the NFL.
Yeah, he's just a good football player, right? That's what we've been continuing to say about him. And those types of players are just good on special teams. We saw with Matthew Slater with New England Patriots forever. Bo Melton's a similar type of player. Put him in there and he's going to get it done. He'll figure it out for the most part. And not having him is a big deal because much like the Jaguars replacing Travis Hunter, a player who has multiple positions, that's what Bo Melton is. And a lot of people need to step up in order to replace him. Looking at the Bears. Oh, yeah, go ahead, and then I'll read the Bears.
I mean, say what you want about Bo Melton, obviously he's not the greatest receiver on the team. He's not the greatest defensive back on the team. We talk about special teams, but losing Bo Melton, I mean, that's like 2.5 to 3 positions that now you have to figure out to fill.
It's depth on offense and defense, and it's depth on defense. On offense, he's been playing a clear role.
Yeah,
honestly, for better or worse. And then, like I said, he's a special team starter on multiple teams. So it stinks. Obviously, special teams hasn't necessarily been the Packers' greatest strength over this season and beyond. So damaging that unit at any point, don't love it. For the Bears, there's 3 players already ruled out. So we got CJ Gardner-Johnson, D-back. He's out. That's fantastic news. Amen, last name with a lot of consonants. He is out with a concussion. He's not that great of a player. And then Joe Troyan Shoyinka, he is also out with a concussion as well. All 3 concussed, out. Fantastic. Other players who did not participate today, that's about it. So Bears are pretty healthy, probably the healthiest the Packers have seen. They've been pretty beat up every time the Packers have played them. So Bears are going to be healthy. Roma Dunze will play. Luther Burden's playing. The linebackers are playing. So it really is full strength minus the players that have been on season-ending IR. You know what I mean? So I think it's a very, very interesting matchup. And even though this is the 3rd matchup between these teams, it feels like each one is a completely different thing.
Yeah, it feels like the guys who need to play are playing, maybe minus CJ Gardner-Johnson for both teams, right? These are the teams that both these teams had envisioned that, yes, this is what we're rolling out in the playoffs. Yeah, to your point, right? The first time comes around, Caleb Williams throws the game, losing an interception in the red zone. Second game comes around, Packers feels like their whole offense got injured, but it still comes down to fielding an onside kick. I guess that's kind of what you get at with I'm not going to say the best rivalry in sports, but one of the oldest, one of the most intense rivalries in sports.
I mean, divisional game, it's going to be close normally. You got a rematch; those are always normally close. I mean, you got Rams Panthers, that's a rematch, probably going to be closer than what the spread indicates. We got divisional and we got rematch, 3rd time rematch. It's going to be very interesting. Prime time, a lot of empty seats in Chicago in terms of what I've seen so far. So probably close to a 50-50 crowd.
Yeah.
Possible snow. It's going to be a fun one. I think the NFL is very happy to have this primetime Saturday matchup.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, right? If you're making the playoffs, your Super Bowl is a Super Bowl, right? But there's not a better, there's no 2 teams in the NFL in my mind that know each other better than the Packers and the Bears, right? It's 105 years. 213 matchup or whatever it is. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is why you get up. This is why you play football, to play this game right here.
And not only you have the oldest rivalry in the NFL, it's been pretty similar playing styles for these 2 teams too.
Right.
Rinse and repeat. It's been very similar. Packers have been throwing the ball. They have a complementary running game. The Bears are going to be based on the running game. So, going to be a good one. Both teams need to stop the run in this game, and
both teams can't stop the run.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either team's going to be able to. So is it going to be high scoring because of that? Is it going to be low scoring with the clock ticking the entire time because of that? I'm not necessarily sure. But we know the Bears look for Kyle Monangai, the rookie. He's going to be running right where Devontae Wyatt is supposed to be, right? Or Swift is going to be running right where Rashawn Gary lines up because he's just going to go right where Rashawn Gary leaves, every single time. For Josh Jacobs, he got last week off. Certainly not 100%, but hopefully healthier than what we've seen for while now. Packers interior offensive line isn't great, but the Bears can't stop anybody. So I mean, he should be able to run pretty easily against them too.
Yeah, Packers interior offensive line's not great, but it feels like we're at the point of the season where I guess for skill players, like this is the healthiest the Packers have been in since maybe the season started, right? Like it feels like all the receivers, I guess minus Tucker Kraft, all the receivers
Right.
are healthier. They're healthy enough to play and have an impact on the game. And going to Chicago side, it feels the same, right? You know, Luther Burden's healthy, Roma Dunze is healthy, both tight ends are healthy, both running backs are healthy. Like the skill players are healthy, and the Lions have something. Although the Chicago line is awesome, but that you know what I'm saying. Like it feels like the players who need to play, as I said about the injuries, are playing, which should make this a good matchup.
So we're gonna give a prediction. We're gonna do all that. What's the way the Bears win this football game? In my opinion, you go ahead.
It's very simple. The Bears have not and continue to. They cannot beat the Packers. They need the Packers to beat themselves. The Bears should not have won either of these games, and to be honest, neither of the games should have come close. I mean,
Agreed.
It's not even being a Packer fan. Let's just take it objectively. If Jacobs doesn't fumble, or they field an onside kick, or they don't have the face mask on 3rd and 20, right, when Caleb was dead to rights, or Malik Willis doesn't fumble a snap, or like there are so many ors in that game that if one went the other way, the Packers win. So how do the Bears win the game? Simple. The Packers beat themselves up, and that's what they've done all year, and the Bears have capitalized on that all year. And if that's a plan, that's how they win. But do not get it twisted. The Bears cannot beat the Packers by themselves. They're not a good team. They're not good enough.
Yeah, essentially answered my question in a way, kind of not. But the Bears defense can't do anything except for one thing, and that one thing they've been very good at. They can't stop anybody from moving the ball on them. They lead the NFL in turnover margin.
Mm-hmm.
They lead it. So it's pretty simple. And, you know, we've heard talking heads across the landscape or whatever this week, most notably today, Dan Orlovsky gives the Bears a 0% chance to win because he doesn't respect their defense, and fair enough. But if the Packers don't turn it over multiple times, it's most likely the Packers are going to win. But that goes the same for both teams. If the Bears don't turn it over, like I feel like they have a pretty good shot to win as well. Which team is more likely to turn it over? I don't know. But what I will say is, which running game do you have more confidence in? Because I think that is going to be indicative of what happens in this game. Because if Josh Jacobs pounds the rock, if he's running 4-5 yards per carry, mix in Emmanuel Wilson 4-5 yards per carry, you know, a jet sweep, God forbid, finally, you know, Matt LaFleur finally called a good one and it does something good, right? Then Jordan Love really doesn't need to do anything. Like, he can just take what the defense is giving him. And then the Bears are the ones playing from behind, and Caleb Williams has to play hero ball, which I don't think is going to work. Flip the script. Kyle Monungai runs the ball really well. Swift is sort of the lightning back. He can be the change of pace there. He's running the ball really well, and all of a sudden, Jordan Love has to play hero ball. He's the one who has to make all the decisions and throw the ball downfield. I don't trust him in that scenario. Like, I think he's going to give the Bears at least a couple in that scenario as well. So you got to protect the ball, but I think it starts with running the ball. Whoever runs the ball should be able to protect the ball, except there's one little X factor. And again, it goes back to Jordan Love. Even if the Packers are being successful, we've seen Jordan Love just say, fuck it, let's just mess up really quick. That's what I'm afraid of in this game. I'm not going to lie. Like, what game was it? It was a few weeks ago. First down in the drive, the first play of the drive, he just says fucking throws it into triple coverage for zero reason. That's what I'm afraid of. Denver, you just can't do it. Like, that's the one thing, and Matt LaFleur needs to preach that the entire week. Like, literally, do not risk throwing an interception. My worry with that is he won't throw to anybody unless they're open. He won't throw anybody open. And if that's the case, efficiency goes way down as well. So I don't know. Both quarterbacks, I have zero trust in this game. I think both quarterbacks have the exact same issues in this game. It's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a very close game. I
Yeah, the game plan for both teams should be we run the ball every single play of the game, right?
have
When
to.
when
Yeah.
you're breaking this down, you're putting a gun in my head. You're saying, Luke, who is guaranteed to score touchdowns in this game? You're picking Josh Jacobs. You're picking DeAndre Swift. They're both guaranteed to score touchdowns in this game, right? So I guess to your point, it's it feels like that chess match of when does that first drive, say Green Bay starts with the ball? Is it Josh Jacobs 6 times down the field, Emmanuel Wilson comes in 2 times on the field, they get down to the 1 yard line, Josh Jacobs touchdown? Or is it Josh Jacobs for 7 yards, Josh Jacobs for 5 yards? All of a sudden you have a 1st and 10 from, the other 49, and you're like, let's dial up something right away here, and you throw into triple coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's complicated because both defenses too should just gear up to stop the run, right?
I don't, saying this as a Packer fan, I don't know why Chicago does not do the same exact game plan that Baltimore did against Green Bay.
I agree, but then you run, you stick to it, you have a little success, whatever. Then play action gets mixed in. Which team are you more afraid of their play action of? I think it's Chicago.
No.
You don't think so? Like, I'm afraid of Luther Burden. I'm afraid of DJ Moore. I'm afraid of Colston Loveland. I'm afraid of Christian Watson. Who else on the Packers am I afraid of?
I think the X factor here is one that we're overlooking. I think the run game for sure is it, but I think the real X factor is here. You have Matt LaFleur, who's a little bitch in his play calling, too conservative, and Ben Johnson. I like him. He gets way too cute sometimes. And as much as I said all the ors about how the Packers could have won, if he just gets his head out of his ass and doesn't do a direct snap through somebody's legs to Cal Monungai, that's a different game too. I don't trust Ben Johnson. This is going to be the dumbest thing I've ever said. Ben Johnson has a little Jordan Love in him to me. I don't think he wants to run the whole game. I think he wants to get cute, get some trick plays in there, and it's going to bite him in the ass. I think the question for me is, who do I trust more, conservative or over aggressive? And in this game, I trust conservative more.
Yes, I don't disagree.
I don't think LaFleur is conservative, though.
I think he will be if needed. I think he'll be overtly conservative.
Okay, that would be playing Malik Willis. Legitimately,
yeah.
Like if I'm projecting the best quarterback in the game is Malik Willis. I don't
for sure.
Like, I'm not even taking a debate for that. He's the one also I'm not afraid of turning the ball over.
Correct.
If you put Matt LaFleur, or if you put Jordan Love in there, like, he's gonna whip it downfield. They're not gonna just run it every play. They're not. There's no shot. And it's not just a straight handoff. It's shotgun because you can't go under center. And then it's left and right. It's jet sweep. It's working the edges. It's the screen game. It's all of it. So you got to catch the football. You got to make the little plays easy. It's fundamental. It's fundamental football this weekend. And if that's the case, like, I don't know.
And we talked about this last. It feels like longer. I don't know if we had a show last week. Whatever. Football.
The end of football. Me, I think.
The end of football season. It feels like it takes like 18 years to get through the end of football season, which I guess is not a bad thing. But the 2 shows that we've done with the Packers, I've talked about that. I know that right. Jordan Love has been good against the Bears, at least good enough to beat the Bears. 4 wins against the Bears in his career, or whatever it is. I've mentioned both those games. If you truly are the next coming, you are the third in line of Favre, Rodgers, then Love. You have to win this game. If you lose this game, it is a horrible fucking loss for Jordan Love. I'm putting it all on Jordan Love. If that is right or not, as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, you win it. That's your number 1 expectation is win a Super Bowl. Number 2 is to beat the fucking Chicago Bears. So if you lose this game, the Packers aren't going to move on from him. $55 million, whatever. He's a quarterback. But this is Jordan Love's game, man. If you're going to throw the ball, you better be a fucking good quarterback in this game.
Yeah.
I'll flip that. I think, and you guys can disagree, I think this game makes or breaks Caleb Williams' entire career. I think this is the game. If they win this game, he's free in Chicago forever. He's their savior. He's their second coming to Jesus Christ. They move on. Who the hell knows what happens, right? They don't care. They beat the Packers in the playoffs. If they lose this game as a 2 seed, Caleb Williams' career, another loss to the Packers, a handicapped Packers, didn't get 4,000 yards, which isn't the biggest thing, but it matters. And next year they have the hardest schedule in the NFL. And he's going to struggle again, like he always does, because he sucks. And the Bears are going to miss the playoffs. I don't think they pick up his option. Obviously, we're in year what? 3,
2.
4, 2. Shit. I know it's a 5th-year option. Obviously, it's way down the road. But I mean, they're like you said, Zach and Luke coming into it. He came out to Jordan music, and this man was shit year 1. They won in spite of him in year 2. He loses the Packers the playoffs, and they're not going to make the playoffs next year. There are some real conversations in year 3 just because of this one game right here. But if he beats the Packers, he's in their good graces till he retires.
I mean, I have zero. There's no way to tell the difference between these two quarterbacks. They're the exact same scenario, the exact same player, except for Jordan Love makes more money. If Jordan Love goes to the Bears, he's going to get destroyed the same exact way.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off.
Both of them had the exact same scenario.
I don't want to cut you off, Zach, but you're right. So you're saying that those two quarterbacks are the same player, which I don't disagree with. They're, the exact same thing. Both Chicago and Green Bay fan bases are, what the fuck? He does not know anything what he's talking about. Caleb Williams much better than Jordan Love. What the fuck are you talking about? Jordan Love's much better than the kid. That's how you know it's a good rivalry, man.
It's a good rivalry. These teams are evenly matched, and it's not because I think both of these teams are good, true title contenders. I think the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And it's which team's gonna have enough rope to hang themselves, and which team's gonna lose next week. I mean, that's kind of what we're at here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ranking these 14 teams in the playoffs, Packers and Bears are probably in 12, 13, 14. They're two in those 3.
The Panthers are better than both of them, I would say. I mean, shit, the Packers beat the Packers in Green Bay, but I mean, they're winning some games, man.
I don't know.
Right there. Whoever wins this game too, like, I don't know. If Packers win, have fun in Seattle next week.
Yeah,
correct. I mean, Seattle's going to win the Super Bowl.
We'll see. NFC West is going to win the Super Bowl. No, I think my pick is the Eagles still.
Well,
I'm sticking with my pick. I think they're by far the best team.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I like New England, but whatever.
All I'd like to say is that the team that we've said has been by far the best team for like a few years now. In the past has been like the Ravens. I don't think we said it last year, and they always fell flat on their face. Granted, Eagles won it last year, but they're still not a perfect track record of the best team by far winning it all. They usually fall flat.
I mean, last year the Eagles were the best team by far. You can go back and listen to everything I've said.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I've said all in our playoff shows. It might be revisionist, but like that Eagles team last year that won Super Bowl is one of the best NFL teams I've ever seen in my entire life
of all time. It's stupid. The defense is insane, and the defense is going to be good this year too. So
it's the same team this year basically, and they get Lane Johnson back.
Yeah. Lane Johnson looks angry. He looks good. I mean, we'll see. Whoever wins that game between 49ers and them are going to be.
It's a fun one.
That
feels like an NFC Championship game in the wild card round.
It does. There's a lot of matchups like that. I don't know. There's a lot of good matchups this weekend. There's a lot of matchups where I'm like, wish we could have got another week before this. But
Texans Steelers, that game could go 1,000 different ways, and I don't think any of them are good.
It's gonna be ugly. That's not gonna be a fun game to watch, I don't think. But we'll see. Okay.
That's 1920s football there. Run game doesn't work. Pass game doesn't work for either team. That's Iowa, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
it is. That's
not as of late, but yes.
Yeah.
So we've gone back and forth. We've said a lot of things. I think I'm certainly more negative on both of these teams than both of you guys are. Maybe I'm not sure. But let's give our predictions again. The Packers are on the road, but they are 1.5 point favorites. The over under I said was 44.5. So middle of the road. Again, I think because the reason why it's so low, it's not super low, but this low is because of the weather. I think for sure precipitation sounds like snow. I think it's going to start with rain, go to the
It's gonna
snow.
be windy.
It's going to be windy. It's going to be gross. Passing game probably can be impacted. Holding on to the ball is probably going to be impacted. All of the above. Who wants to give their pick to start here?
I'll go.
Anyone overly confident?
Yeah, I'll go. Well, I guess we're both overly confident.
Yeah, I am.
Luke, I'm not going to spoil your pick, but I think the Packers are awful. Just like you, I don't think they're a real team. I think they're lucky to be in the playoffs right now. And I think the Bears are also lucky. I think they're the worst 11-win team I've ever seen in my entire life. It comes down to, like you said, like Jordan Love versus Caleb Williams mistakes. I'm not saying Jordan Love is the second coming to Jesus Christ. I'm not going to say anything close to that. But when has Caleb Williams won any big game in his life? I mean, wasn't he the quarterback when they lost to Tulane? I could be wrong, but I thought he was the quarterback there. He has never won shit in his life, and all I can see of him is him crying in the stands. And if we are looking for a storybook ending, the Bears, after talking all that shit, are going to lose this game. I don't like this pick, but I'll say Packers 23-21 on some bullshit. Something bullshit's going to go down, but I'll go slightly Packers. I hate both teams.
So when you, yes. So when you're building an NFL team, right? You start with the trenches, right? You get an offensive line, you get a defensive line. I think the Bears probably have the advantage in both sides in this game, in that realm. But I hate the fucking Bears, so I'm going to take the Packers 35-20.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I started the show and I was going to do this whole build up where I'm like just shitting on the Packers and pick the Bears. There would be nothing funnier than the Packers winning this game.
Correct.
There's no
Yes.
Packers have zero business winning this game. They have no reason to win this game. If I'm ranking 1 through 32 teams in the NFL right now, Packers are in the 20s. They're not good. And they're probably mid to low 20s. They're not good. God. I think there's too many people on the Packers this week. I think we got analysts, we got sports books, we got all of this, and I would be the biggest hypocrite if I picked the Packers to win this game. Because like the best unit in this game by far is the Bears offensive line. It's not even close. I also don't think Caleb Williams is that bad. I think their running backs are good. I think their wide receivers are way better than the Packers. So if we're saying both teams fuck up constantly, and then someone just has to make a play who has the best players to make the play at the end of the game, I guess it's the fucking Bears. I think it's going to be higher scoring, potentially with a defensive score in this game. I'll go Bears win 27, Packers 22. I
can't believe you're picking the Bears. That's disgraceful from you.
I'm not going to lie. And I'll say this on the air right now. And I said this last week, I think. I haven't had this much fun rooting for the Packers with Malik Willis since Aaron Rodgers was here. I could just throw everything out the window and just be like, let's just fucking win this game. Let's give Malik Willis money.
Yeah.
Let's ball. Let's have fun. This iteration of the Packers, I want to lose. With Jordan Love, with Brian Gutekunst, with Matt LaFleur. I would love nothing more than to see them lose.
I told you.
You can't say that.
I hate treading
Bears,
water.
man.
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I want the Bears to win, be all high and mighty, talk all the shit, go into the offseason, the next year get fucking steamrolled? That sounds fun to me. I want the Bears to feel like they got their quarterback and they hitched their wagon to Caleb Williams for years to come. How great is that? You got the Lions hitching their wagon to Jared Goff. You got the Bears hitching their wagon to Caleb Williams. That sounds like the Packers have a window again to just move on from Jordan Love and to actually make a run because the other two teams fucked up. Then the Vikings probably are starting Aaron Rodgers next year, something like that. So
that's going to be fun. I need him in Minnesota.
I agree. I mean, I hate how history repeats itself. Certainly a chance of that. But yeah, I hate mediocrity. I hate bad decisions. I hate not trying to win. And if the Packers beat the Bears in the playoffs, move to the second round and lose, no one would fault anybody. Run it back with Matt LaFleur. Hafley probably comes back. Don't have a first round pick. Don't really have much money. We're going to be here next year being like, ooh, will the Packers make it into the playoffs? It's going to be really close. Oh, now we're in the playoffs. Let's make a run. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick of it. I just want something different to happen. That's it. I've seen this story before. I've played this game before. I just want something different to happen. I'm getting bored. I'm bored of criticizing Brian Gutekunst. It's not fun. It's stupid.
You know what this is kind of like, Luke? You'll appreciate this. This is like, as Bucks fans, for the past fucking 4 years, Giannis gonna leave. Giannis gonna leave. He says some cryptic bullshit. Stupid. Giannis gonna leave. Then he stays, and then they underwhelm everything, and then we just do it all again the next year. It's like either fucking trade him or just clear house. Something. Like, I want Jalen Johnson and picks. Give me something new. So I can feel that a little bit. It was also the Brewers before they decided to win playoff games again.
With that being said, if both teams could lose this weekend, that would bring my heart the most joy, because I don't want Chicago to get any joy either. And also, if we could retroactively give the Vikings a loss last week, that would be cool too. I just want everyone to be miserable in the NFC, to be honest.
I've watched a lot of Green Bay Packers football in my lifetime. In my lifetime, one thing has always prevailed over the other. It's that Green Bay is a competent franchise, and the Chicago Bears are right down with the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets of the worst franchises I've ever seen run in sports history.
Yes.
I've also seen, we did this 2 years ago. I believe we had similar takes of this Packer team is not that good. And they came out and beat the absolute piss out of the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan Love looked like the greatest quarterback of all time. The defense looked like the greatest, like the 2013 Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Feels kind of similar.
It does.
And then
feel
they
similar.
looked really good against San Francisco, and then immediately shit the bed in every way possible.
With that being said, like, would it be surprising if the Packers hung 40 on this Bears defense?
No.
Absolutely not. Like, there's no scenario in this game that would be surprising. It's just these teams suck. Like, anything could happen. These both are very bad football teams.
The only way I'd be surprised is if the Packers are held
Jack,
under 13.
You like Caleb Williams?
Yes.
Because please tell me you like Caleb Williams.
He's 28th in completion percentage, my guy. But anyways, the only thing that would surprise me is if the Bears hold the Packers to under 15 with generating less than 2 turnovers. That's the only thing surprising, because like we said, the Bears defense is also very bad. But if the Bears won 30-20, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, like, both teams could easily win. It's probably going to be a close game. If it's not a close game, that wouldn't surprise me. Would it be surprising to see multiple defensive scores and the game gets completely blown out of the water? That wouldn't be surprising.
I just want to reiterate my point one more time. We are, say what you want about the Chicago Bears, if they're a good football team or not. This is an organization with the same owners that paid Mike Glennon like $56 million to be their starting quarterback. This is not a good franchise. They don't win these games. This is not a game that the Chicago Bears win.
They're looking in Gary, Indiana for a spot to build a fucking stadium.
In 4 years, the Chicago Bears are going to be the Gary Bears.
Every year, they also draft like a second or third round running back every fucking year when they have so many other holes. That was the most fun I've ever had watching the drafts, is when their team was dog shit and they're like, hey, we already got 2 great running backs. Let's take a third. They don't do that much anymore. But
that's not the take I'm going to stand on, because usually their running backs are good, and the Packers have drafted second round running backs back to back, and they've both been would rather throw the pick away. A.J. Dillon and Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah. This is also a franchise that traded up to draft a Mitch Trubisky who started 12 games in college.
Sure.
And he looked dog shit in that bowl game. That's the craziest part that people don't talk about. I remember watching that game. My dad and I both went, who the fuck is going to draft this idiot? And it was quickly the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I hate the Bears. I hate the Vikings more, so I'm seeing this from a different point of view. I don't see that much of a difference between pretty much anything between these two franchises right now.
Zach, I don't disagree. The differences between these franchises, one is a winning franchise and one is a losing franchise. One wins
Right.
these games, one loses these games.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of which, I don't know if I said this on air or not, but I went to Chicago over Christmas break or whatever, checked into a hotel like just for the night. And
Dog shit
the
city.
Horrible.
the guy that was behind the desk at the hotel said, "You're from Wisconsin. Did you enjoy getting that ass whooping y'all got?" And the balls to say that after winning in overtime with all the injuries against their backup was incredible. I just, the one thing I will forever love about this rivalry is that both fan bases are so fucking delusional. Like, my favorite thing on Twitter is seeing people be like, Colson Loveland more yards than Tucker Kraft. Like, yeah, man, Tucker Kraft's been out for 10 weeks. Like, what are we talking about? Packer fans saying Jordan Love is like Brett Favre incarnate. What are we talking about? The fans make this so much better than it needs to be.
Also, the Jordan Love made it to an NFC Championship game is still one of the
Yeah.
stupidest,
That's a good one.
not false takes, I guess, of all time.
I saw a worse one today.
Was it? What was it?
It was that Chicago has not beat the Packers in the playoffs since 1940, and there's been one game between now and 1940.
That was
Well,
a very good.
Which is very funny.
Not wrong, I guess.
The guy I read probably 15 of them going back and forth, and that was his selling point of why the Packers are going to win this game.
I like the idea of doing a series that's like not false facts.
Right.
Because you could also be like, Texans have never beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Correct.
That's probably true. I mean, fact check it. But, I'm sure the Steelers have never beat the Texans either in the playoffs.
Also, kind of going back to what we've talked about a while ago, when has it ever worked out, except for Lil Wayne and Wiz Khalifa's, but they're artists, when has it ever worked out to release a song for your team? The best case scenario is you win and you still look like a fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
You are
it's usually
men.
not good, but whatever. I mean, you get people. Usually, the franchises will give you publicity and shit like that. I mean, look at the fan of the year. What I never remember this fucker's name. Who's the Packer fan? Who's the
Tom Grossi?
Tom Grossi. He has never said a joke in his life, but he's a comedian and one fan of the year. So it's like you don't have to be good to be social media famous.
I got something funny.
Sure.
That I don't know if it's what to make of this, so I'm going to crowdsource it to you guys. I was at the bar earlier, and in the parking lot was people get customized Packers license plate, which fine. I think it's great to do that. The guy's license plate said Ritter, Ridder. So the Packers obviously just elevated Desmond Ritter. That can't be for Desmond Ritter, right?
It's not. It's definitely not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Never know.
Right. It caught me so off guard. I'm like, what? Ritter?
That's weird.
Like, usually people put their last name, like, it's got to be the last name. Then Desmond Ritter is on the team.
That's true. That's tough.
My favorite
I would be pissed off if I have that license plate.
Yeah.
My favorite possibility is that guy's a huge Xavier fan and he fucking hates Cincinnati and he hates Desmond Ritter. And so the moment he was elevated, he's like, son of a bitch.
Probably. Okay. Well, we'll do the stats thing maybe next week when we'll be back next week regardless.
When we're playing Seattle.
Do more off-season stuff. Yeah. When we play Seattle, nothing's ever gone wrong with Packers versus Seattle, so that'll be a good one to talk about. We're going to do more off-season content, whether it be free agency stuff, draft stuff. So definitely subscribe. Definitely follow the podcast. We'll be back. If you have any ideas or things that you want us to do as a Packer show, whether it be we've done some all-time Packer drafts before, we can do stuff like that, Packers trivia. Who knows? We can really dive into the Packers front office. You just let us know.
Remember, first of all, I might be at the game. I'm going to try just to record and deal with all the stuff that goes on in the stands. Second of all, do you guys remember when we had the all-time Packer draft and I took a coach with the first pick?
Pretty good.
It was a great decision.
Bad decision.
Start with the leader.
Trevor, if we were drafting college basketball teams, I would have said that's the best pick of the draft. But
sure.
Yeah, not so much with the Packer draft.
I will say, for in the scenario the Packers lose, right coverage probably switch to draft coverage. It'd be interesting draft coverage without a first round pick this year. We'll dive more into guys that you probably don't know.
Or do we trade up? We might. We're going all in.
Hey.
You never know.
Someone will give us a first for Jordan Love, probably. We're shopping them. Someone will.
Have they watched him play football? Okay.
There's a lot of delusional.
Somebody
people,
will.
is what I'm finding out. There's a lot of people in NFL front offices that aren't necessarily good.
That's fair. Yeah, we can do that on a later show.
Now,
John Harbaugh not coaching the Ravens is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Can
crazy.
Yeah.
can I ask you guys one final question? Just thinking about
Sure.
trading Jordan Love.
Mhm.
If
Trade
who
him
would
in
you
the
rather
division.
have?
I love this
Who would
topic.
you rather? Who would you rather
Me
have on your
too.
team? Jordan Love or Tua Tagovailoa? Here's
Jordan
my
Love.
thinking.
Jordan Love.
I'm going
Jordan
Tua
Love.
because he will miss 5 games of the year and then he can start Malik Willis.
Jordan Love.
I think Tua is an actively terrible person.
Yeah, he's
I think Jordan Love sucks. Just as I don't want to be around him.
Do you
Tua, I think, is evil.
remember
I
when
don't want him.
Tua was making fun of his offensive lineman?
That was still crazy.
Do I remember? He did this constantly.
Yeah.
He made fun of his offensive lineman for trying to look athletic when he went after a pass that Tua couldn't throw. He made fun of his offensive lineman when he passed him on the way to the practice facility in his broken down car.
That was
his
crazy.
left tackle. Like, this dude throws his teammates under the bus for no reason constantly.
By the way, that's
Insane.
a great burying the lead. I completely forgot. He passed the stranded lineman on
Yep.
the street and kept driving to practice.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, I passed him on the way here. What the? You are the worst fucking leader I've ever seen in my life, dude. It's insane.
So I think one of the best things, one of the best traditions in football is quarterbacks buying their offensive lineman Christmas gifts, right? You have to do it because that's the reason that quarterbacks it's the greatest job in the world. It's the reason why they're multimillionaires.
Yes.
Do backup quarterback? Do backup quarterbacks do it too?
They show
No, if they came in and had I think Kirk Cousins could have, right?
So
he's broken off and he got paid a bunch of money and he played a bunch of snaps.
yeah,
Like Malik Willis isn't doing it, even though Malik Willis could have afforded Jordan Love's Christmas present.
true.
Fucking $5,000 to pay for the entire team.
Yeah.
Bad.
Wait,
So-
what did he do?
He
Jordan
got
Love them all
Nike
shoes.
dunks, bad Nike dunks for every player on the team, totaling $5,000. Jordan Love's a Nike athlete, probably didn't pay for them anyway.
That's
Terrible
crazy.
gift.
That's almost worse than Derek White's for the Celtics, if you guys heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Luke, you
What
want
was
to
it?
take this one?
Go ahead.
He gave them a 1-year subscription to an investment advice thing, if I'm thinking of it correctly.
Ugh. Boo.
I would've
You
beat the shit out of
know-
him.
Be your own boss. Yeah,
I
you
would
gotta
have
beat him up.
literally got him in the locker room and beat the absolute living shit out of Derek White if I was on the Celtics.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't the first thing he said about it. He's been talking about this
Correct.
fucking thing forever.
Yeah,
And I like Derek
In
White.
the-
I think he's a good basketball player.
in the
Same.
tweet, it said he's been outspoken about being your own boss. Dude, there are people on that team that are making minimum salary and will not be able to retire on that. You're giving them investment advice. Come on, man.
Best gift from a quarterback who didn't have much money that I've ever seen. If you remember this, if you don't, look it up. Trevor Simeon got custom made M&M dispensing coats for everybody.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking awesome. And then he had this big promo video for it. It was so funny. It was dumb. They didn't look that great, but it was funny. And there was an inside pocket that dispensed M&Ms, which also is bad because it would get hot and melt. So,
That's pretty funny. So that's
It was so good.
that's a sentimental funny gift that everyone's gonna love. That's what you have to do
Sure.
as a backup quarterback. I think at the minimum, backup. I shouldn't say this because I hate to be the person this is how you should spend your money. But as a backup quarterback, it feels like just buy everyone a steak dinner. That's a good Christmas gift.
well, that's fine. But if you're also a backup quarterback that's playing or something, so that's why you're in a position to buy them, but you don't have the money, just make it a sponsored gift.
You're right.
And then
Yeah.
do a big video post on it.
Also-
it's not that hard.
You don't see it much, but running backs ever get involved with this?
I don't think for
That
like
feels like
for the offensive line. I don't think so.
that
They
feels
don't
like,
get paid.
I guess, yeah. I'm thinking like if you're in like a McCaffrey, I'm sure McCaffrey does something, or you're a Barkley, where you're getting paid as a running back. I'm sure it happens.
Right. But yeah, if you want to look at most running backs, like Bijan Robinson, he's getting paid decently, but he's still on his rookie deal,
Right.
And stuff like that. But yeah, probably not much, honestly. I don't know. All I know is the dunks that Jordan Love bought could have made him green. You could have,
Right.
you could have done anything with them.
Dude, Giannis does that every year whenever he releases a shoe, not even on Christmas.
Right.
Do you remember?
Come on, man.
This is not even a conversation. We can probably end the show, but this is not even a conversation for the show. Trevor, do you remember when Giannis got Dame the dunks and Dame couldn't wear them because Dame got his own shoe sponsored by Adidas, so Dame had to open them and he couldn't do anything with them. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's good. Running back in general underrated these days. Fair.
I disagree with that.
I mean, one thought is that they're underrated. The other thought is they're extremely replaceable. In both camps.
The good running backs get paid. I guess the other good ones are in rookie contract. But if you're not a good running back, you don't get paid. You're not that good. You can be replaced.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
Look at like the backup in Atlanta. Like Bijan's incredible. Tyler Algier is a 1,000-yard rushing campaign. He still has never fumbled in the NFL. Like, that's talk about replaceable. That's right there.
Yeah, I mean, having a running back with a unique skill set's good. Like Kenneth Gainwell in Pittsburgh is playing out of his mind right now. He's very good.
I guess that's my point. If you're a good running back, you get a second contract.
Right. And even still, like in talking about replaceable, if you're a good running back and you don't have an offensive line, you're a bad running back.
Correct.
So it's tough. It's tough. Okay. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, go Pack, man. Like I said, I'm as confident as I've ever been in the Jordan Love era. Like I think good teams win, bad teams lose. This is what we're facing right now. I should say good franchises win, bad franchises lose.
Is this your lock of the year? Betting lock of the year then?
No, I got to get on that. No, I've been looking at Purdue, and that's a whole situation. I'll get in that. Whatever. Fuck Purdue. Shout out to you, Trevor, though, on that Texas Tech bet. Zach, did you see that?
No.
Texas Tech Houston. Trevor put in plus 6.5. It got to Houston got up 7 with 1 second left or whatever, and Texas Tech hit a half quarter to cover the spread. The half quarter meant nothing. Yeah.
The crazy thing is that's the second time it's fucking happened on one of my predictions in the past 2 years.
Okay. Well, I can't imagine there's any lines for a half quarter, but never know.
No,
there's probably a buzzer beater special. Go for that.
Yeah.
Next time Trevor gives you a pick, put in a buzzer beater as well. Okay. See you guys next week as we preview the Seahawks-Packers matchup.